Okay, let's see how strong this team is. I want to really see how it is in action first. Let's go. All right, here we go. Starting out with Hollyberry. And it is going to be the Oyster comp. Let's see how well this team actually does against the Oyster comp here. We should be able to... Yep, there we go. Moonlight is gone. There we go. That's like half the DPS gone. So as long as our cookies survive now, we should be able to get this victory. And we are now top 500 as well for this season. And yeah, Pinecone and Rye just doing all the damage out there. Just sniping away the enemies. I think this team is it. This team definitely does work well against certain teams like this. And there we go. Pinecone as well as Rye doing all of the damage right there. Alright, so definitely against something like this, the Oyster comp and stuff like that, a great team. So let's get into the review now, guys. Alright guys, so you guys just saw that this team is another team that has been shared by Toppings on YouTube recently, and it is actually being really popular within the Naver Cafe as well. So I wanted to share it with you guys because one, it does not use Moonlight, as you guys can see. And it is going to be using the other epic cookie that has been released previously, and that's going to be Pinecone without Sherbet this time around. And it is going to be using our two favorite tanks, Hollyberry as well as Financier, and Rye as well as Pure Vanilla. So the treasures are going to be a little bit different this time around, and it is going to be using the Divine Honey Cream Crown here, along with the whistle as well as the scroll. So let's quickly go over the topping real quick before I talk about the treasures, and it is going to be 5 of the solid almond for Hollyberry. You do not need the 8% cooldown here, guys, but the main focus is going to be on the damage resist. And the next one is going to be Pinecone. Pinecone for Toppings, the video, it's a little bit different. They went with 5 of the Juicy Apple Jelly, but this is the topping that I'm going to go with. 3 of the Syrian Raspberry and 2 Juicy Apple Jelly. Of course, focusing on the crit attack as well as damage resist. And the attack speed is a plus and a bonus, but it is not required. And you can see that the cooldown is 0%. It's not something that you need to focus on. Next one is going to be Financier. Financier is a little bit different this time around as well. Financier has a 4-second start instead of a 3-second start. So previously, 17.3% is usually what we wanted. However, for this one, you want the Financier shield to come in a little bit late. So you want to use Hollyberry as well as Pinecone and then Financier, leading to Pure Vanilla and then to Rye, where Rye has all of the buffs and you just literally one-shot the enemy like how they did in the beginning. So the cooldown is less than 17.3% right here, guys, without the set bonus. And then of course focusing mostly on the damage resist, and then of course extra HP will definitely help out in giving a bigger shield. And the next one is getting Pure Vanilla. So Pure Vanilla is a little bit different than what he has also shared. He also shares with 5 of the solid almond. I definitely agree that 5 of the solid almond will be a lot better, especially if the enemy has a vampire. So if you go with what I have right now, then when you guys go up against vampire will actually snipe off Pure Vanilla a lot faster because of the amount of damage resist I have, and because we are not using the jelly wash, the heal is not as fast as what it would normally be. So if you guys can, going with 5 of the solid almond with a bit of cooldown, about 7 to 8% will definitely help. If not, just go with what you have and try to give as much damage resist as possible. And then last one is going to be Rye here. Rye is also going with 3 of the Syrian Raspberry, 2 Juicy Apple Jelly, and we are focusing on the attack, crit, and the damage resist. No extra attack speed or the cooldown here. Cooldown is not required, but really just focusing on the attack as well as the crit. The higher the crit it is, the closer it's going to be to that 100%, because if you guys go to Rye right now, Rye's crit percentage is at 41.69. And if we add the 40% here, which is going to be 80% now, and then with the 15% here is around 95%. So Rye is definitely going to be critting majority of the time with her skill and sniping away the enemies right away. So the most important thing here is that look at the substat, guys, and make sure that Rye does have the highest attack compared to Pinecone, and make sure that Rye is the one receiving the Divine Honey Cream Crown in order to do all of the extra damage with the extra crit percentage as well as the crit damage. All right, so this team really works well against a whistle comp, but one thing that you need to keep in mind is not to go up against a frost comp, because frost comp will absolutely shred this team. If you guys are going up against a frost comp, I recommend you guys to use a different team, something like this one where I have shared with the Captain Caviar one-shot build, or with the Caramel Arrow where you're able to dodge the freeze with Caramel Arrow or something like that, right? But this team is especially good against teams that are not using Sherbet or a Frost comp. It's not a guaranteed loss, but it is recommended not to go up against it. But let's get into the arena battle now, guys, and see exactly how well this team works out. Alright guys, so here we go. This is kind of the team that you would like to go up against, where we have the Whistle as well as the Jelly Watch and the Scroll, and you see a Black Pearl there instead. And the BTS, you know, now you know for sure it's not going to be a huge Frost comp or anything like that, and you'll be able to just kind of shred them. So here we go, and here we go. So you can see right there, this is going to be the Oyster comp, and right here, after Moonlight uses her skill, we'll be able to use Rye's skill and just kind of obliterate Moonlight from, you know, casting her spell again, because she is gone now. All right, so once again, we got the crown buff here for Rye, financier buff, and then once we use our skill, we should be able to get rid of either Black Pearl or Oyster. But Black Pearl did dodge it right there, so but you know, Pinecone continues to attack. So another good thing is that Pinecone targets the one with the highest attack, and then Rye attacks the one with the lowest HP. So usually the DPSs are just absolutely obliterated by the end of it. So it's kind of like the old Pinecone comp with Sherbet, except this time around we are using Rye in order to just target the DPSs right away, and it does work out really, really well. So Pinecone does really, really well in providing that AoE damage, especially if the enemy does have BTS. The extra damage comes out, and Rye will do amazing in actually targeting the enemy cookies. Like the Moonlight didn't even get to do anything after her first skill. Alright guys, so this is another team that you guys probably go up against as well, because you know for sure what the DPS is. You can just use Rye to kind of just target that Moonlight. So here we go. So you can see that Moonlight is the only DPS there, so for sure our Rye as well as Pinecone will be able to focus target that Moonlight, and that Moonlight is just going to be obliterated with the first skill rotation, and now they're left without a DPS, right? So we only need to worry about the Hollowberry you know, dash now, but now there we go. We're gonna go and target the Pure Vanilla afterwards, and then we should be able to just yeah, finish this off right here. So the longer the battle goes, the more damage we're going to be able to do with our Rye here. So here we go. That Pure Vanilla is super, super tanky here. Can we even kill it? Alright, 350% now. So hopefully our Rye will be able to get rid of that Pure Vanilla this time around. No, still alive. Wow, that Pure Vanilla is really, really tanky. But there you guys go. With the 350% bonus, we were able to destroy them. But Pinecone really, really did the job right there. 5 million damage coming out from the enemy financier. That's insane as well. But there you guys go. You can see, if you know for sure what the DPS is, and you know they don't have a Frost Queen or a Sherbet comp, then you guys can go into it, even if it's a double tank, and then make sure to destroy the DPS right away, so that they can't use their skill after their first skill rotation. So here's another team that you guys probably could go up against as well. Even if they have a monocle here, you know that BTS is there, which means that they probably have a Black Pearl here as well for the 3 of the Ancient and Legendary limitation. So here we go, guys. Let's get into this battle. Alright guys, so something that you need to watch out for sometimes is against a Crunchy Chip here, because Crunchy Chip will slow down our Rye and may cause a you know, some disturbance within the skill, but if you know for sure, right, that the enemy does have no Sherbet and stuff like that, then you guys can still go in with Rye, and you should be able to beat this one right here. And there we go. Some of the attacks are going through. You can see how slow it is because of the attack slow from the enemy Crunchy Chip, so that can cause some problems, especially if you can't kill off the enemies right away, and so, you know, they have someone like Pure Vanilla instead of BTS, and that can really cause a problem. But in this case around, I think we should be good, because they don't have Pure Vanilla, and we are just going to be able to kill them with Pinecone on the side as well. All right, so here we go. Last skill rotation from Rye should be able to finish this, or you know, before that too. So there you guys go. And 10 million damage coming out from the Pinecone this time around. Insane amount of damage there, guys. And yeah, another victory. Here we go, guys. Another team here. We know for sure that there's probably not going to be a Sherbet once again, because they do have the BTS instead of Pure Vanilla, and they have the Whistle as well. So here we go, guys. Alrighty, here we go. So they do have the crunchy chip here again, but we should be okay here. We have pure vanilla and should be able to get rid of one of their DPSs. There you go. Got rid of their Moonlight right there. So that's good right there. And we should be able to heal with pure vanilla one more time. They are going to be able to dodge probably Rye's skill with Black Pearl one more time. But right afterwards, when she comes back, she starts taking the damage out there. And it's like a couple of them just going a little bit at a time, you know? And then we should be able to beat this team. So if they do have a monocle though, and you know for sure that they had pure vanilla once again, then it can be a problem here. But because of the fact that we get rid of their DPSs so quickly in the beginning of the battle, not a problem there, guys. And there is the victory. And once again, 10 million damage coming out from our Pinecone again, just like before. And yeah, I mean, it's really a just focus targeting the DPSs and just getting rid of them as soon as possible. All right, guys, so I definitely feel like it is a super fun build for you guys to try out, especially if you guys know how to target the enemies as well. So just use the examples that I've gave you guys. So the team that you really want to go for against is not something like this where they have a sherbet, because sherbet will mess up all the skill order for the cookies and just slow them all down. But something like this where they have oyster, they have BTS, and they don't have pure vanilla to protect the enemy DPSs, or something like this where you know that it is a Financier as well as Hollowberry, where you know that it's not going to be a crunchy chip or a sherbet here. So something like this, or they just have a whistle and you know they can't do any revives, they can't do any extra healing or anything like that. So definitely a amazing team that has come up. You guys can probably try it out even with the lower level crown, but the higher level it definitely is going to make a big difference because the crit percentage as well as the crit damage is going to increase based on the level. Anyways, guys, hope you guys found the video helpful. Let me know how the comp works for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.